In this video, I will show you step by step how you can create automated videos with tools like Make, Airtable, ChatGPT and more like this.
Get ready to dive into the musical journey of none other than Post Malone.
This video focuses on the following key points. First, I will show you how the Airtable base and the Make scenario are set up. Then we will build both step by step. After that, we will examine the automation process and take a look at the completed video. You can find the links to the tools in the video description. Let me quickly walk you through what Airtable does. Airtable is a cloud-based platform that combines table calculations with database functions. It allows you to organize information flexibly, manage it, and use it in versatile projects. With adaptable views and automation, Airtable is ideal for managing data structurally and integrating it into workflows, especially in conjunction with tools like Make.com. Our Airtable base, in this case videos for artists, consists of a total of 3 tables: artists, videos and scenes. In the artists table, we store a unique ID for each artist, along with the artist's name and all videos created for that artist as a reference. In the videos table, we store all the data relevant to the creation of the video: a unique ID, a record ID that helps us access this data later in the automation, and a reference to the artist. By setting different topics, we can customize each video's theme to generate more dynamic and varied content. We specified the length of the video in seconds in the length column. The status of the automation can be viewed at any time in the status column, which helps us track where the automation currently stands. We use a prompt stored in the script_prompt column to generate the script with ChatGPT, which is later used for the voiceover. For the video scenes, we create prompts saved in the scenes_prompt. With a simple click on the webhook URL, the automation is triggered and the video is created completely automatically. Each video scenes are stored as references in the scenes section, while the script is saved in script and the voiceover as an MP3 file in the voiceover column. Finally, the generated video is saved in the video column, and the finished video, including images, captions, and the voiceover, is stored as an MP4 file in the audio_video column. In the scenes table, we save all scenes that belong to a video, assigning a unique ID for each scene and referencing the video ID and record ID. A prompt for generating the image with AI is stored in image_prompt, and the generated image is saved in the image column. Let me briefly explain Make. Make is a powerful automation platform that allows users to connect different apps and tools without any programming knowledge. With Make, workflows can be automated by creating scenarios that trigger actions based on certain conditions. It supports a variety of apps and makes it possible to execute complex processes efficiently and automatically. Especially for creative projects like automated video creation, Make integrates seamlessly with AI services and tools like Airtable. In this section, I'll guide you through the video automation process step by step. It all starts with a webhook. Once triggered, the automation begins. You simply click on the webhook URL in the video table, which transmits the record ID of the video needed in the next step. In the second module, we fetch the video from Airtable video table using this record ID. Next comes the router, which allows us to define multiple paths that the automation can follow, based on video status. A filter checks the video status and decides which path of the automation should follow. In the first route, if the video status is draft, we create the voiceover script with ChatGPT. The script is saved in the corresponding column in the videos table, and the video status is updated to scenes. An HTTP request is sent to restart the automation. In the second run, we fetch the video again, and this time, because the status is scenes, the router selects the second route. Here, we generate several scenes in JSON format using ChatGPT, convert the JSON text into an object, and process each scene individually. For each scene, an entry is created in the Airtable scenes table, and the image prompt for that scene is also set. As soon as all the scenes are processed, the video status is updated to images and another HTTP request is sent to trigger the next step. In the third run, we load the scenes from the Airtable scenes table, generate images using Leonardo AI, and save them back in the table. The video status is then updated to voice, and a new HTTP request triggers the fourth step. In the fourth run, we create the voiceover as an MP3 file with the AI tool called 11labs. As soon as 11labs has created the voiceover, we save the file in Google Drive. So that we can easily access it later, we create a shared link in Google Drive. Then we change the status of the video to video and insert the MP3 file into the voice column. Finally, we send a HTTP request to the webhook to initiate the fifth step. In the fifth run, we process all the scenes again and create a JSON object for each one, which is then combined into a JSON string. This string is sent to the JSON to video platform to create a video. After the video is generated, the status is updated to merge and the video URL is added to the video column. In the final run of the automation, we combine all the components to produce the finished video. We enter the video URL and the audio URL for the voiceover into the JSON to video module and automatically add captions. Once the video is complete, the status is set to completed and the final video URL is added to the Airtable. Before we dive into the instructions, I would like to invite you to join our community. In the community, you get exclusive access to our Airtable and Make Blueprint, which can be imported to save you a lot of time. We've also prepared a Google Doc with Airtable formulas and JSON snippets needed for this video. Don't miss the chance to connect with like-minded people, gain valuable insights, and advance your automation skills. We are excited to have you. In this part of the video, I will show you how to rebuild the Airtable base from scratch step by step. First, we select our workspace on the left. If you don't have a workspace yet, you can create a new workspace by clicking on the plus icon. When you have selected your workspace, in my case this is called YouTube, you click on the Create button at the bottom left to create your Airtable base. We start from scratch. We close the info window on the right at the beginning and we change the name of the base to Videos for Artists. The first table we create is the Artists table. To do this, we change the name of the table to Artists. Next, we will delete the default columns and add the column ID. To do this, we select ID as a name, and as a type we scroll down a bit and select auto number. It is important that we now right-click on name and click on change primary field so that our primary field is not the name but the ID of the artist. To do this, we simply select ID in the dropdown and then click on change primary field. As you can see, the column ID has slipped to the left because the primary field is always on the left. In the next step, we will simply rename the column. I always write the column name small. That was already the creation of the artists table. We can already start by adding artists here. Let's add these artists. Next, we create the videos table by clicking on the plus icon at the top, then start from scratch and select videos as the name. Then we delete the default columns, notes, assignee, and status. And we also delete the rows 2 and 3 because we do not need them for this video. Next, we rename the column name, select ID as a name, and auto number as a type. The second column that we now create is called record ID. As a type, we select formula. The type formula allows us to assign certain functions, like in this case the record ID function, with which we get the record ID for this dataset. The record ID is important in the automation process to be able to access this dataset from the make scenario. Next, we create a connection to the artist. In this case, we select artist ID for the new column name, the type link to another record, select the artists table, deactivate the option allow linking to multiple records, and click on create field. Then we add a lookup field with the name and rename this column to artist name. We can now use the link in the column artist ID to search for the artist in the artist table and select it. To generate different content for the videos, we add the column topic and the type is a single select. Here we can now add several options. As an example, I'll take one shocking fact and biggest career milestone. As the default option, I'll just take one shocking fact. We will specify the length of the video with the column length in seconds. As a type, we select number here and can select this preset because we don't need any decimal places. As a default value, I always take 30 seconds. To save the current status of the automation, we create the next column with the name status. As a type, we select single select again and add all possible options in the next step. As a default option, we select draft. We save the prompt for generating the script in the field script prompt. As a type, we select formula. You can get the functions from the Google Doc from our community. The function we have set here contains 3 placeholders, length, topic, and artist name. These 3 variables refer to the values that we define within this row. If we look at the whole result, you can see the seconds, the topic, and the artist name. The second prompt to create the different scenes for a video is called scenes prompt. Again, we select formula. We take the formula from the Google Doc. We add the formula here. As you can see, we also use a few variables to create this prompt automatically. The next column, webhook URL, is also a type formula. We take the formula again from the Google Doc and add the formula here. At this point, it should be mentioned that we will get the webhook URL later as soon as we start with the make automation. Therefore, we leave the function as it is and change it later in the video. In the script column, we save the text for the voiceover. As a type, we select long text. The generated file for the voiceover is saved in the voiceover column, and as a type, we select attachment. We save the generated video in the video column and select attachment as a type. The last column we create for this table is audio video. This is also an attachment. The last table we create is the scenes table. In the next step, we delete the default columns, notes, assignee, and status again. We added the column name and rename it to ID. Let's select auto number as the type. We make the ID column smaller, and finally, we delete all entries in this table. After that, we link the scene to the corresponding video. For this, we create a new column with the name video ID. Click link to another record as a type and select videos here. We disable the option allow linking to multiple records and add the record ID of the video as a lookup field. After that, we added the column record ID and save. We add another column with the name image prompt. In this column, we save the prompt that we use to create the image. As the type, we select long text. And finally, we add the last column in this table with the name image. In this column, we save the generated image as an attachment. If you want to learn more about automation with AI and tools like Make and Airtable, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss anything. Let's start with creating the scenario. In the very first step, you select scenarios in the menu item and then a folder in which you want to save the scenario. In my case, I created a folder with the name YouTube. As soon as you have selected your folder, you click on Create a new scenario up here. The first module that we use for the automation is the webhook module. Here we select the option Trigger Custom Webhook. For this, I select the following name and save the webhook with save. Next, we copy the address of the webhook into the formula of the webhook URL column. Click Edit on that column. Here we insert the webhook URL between the quotation marks and add a question mark, record ID equal. Then we click on Save. The result is a webhook URL for each video that we want to create. Let's take another look at the creation of the webhook in Make. You can see that the loading bar is rotating here. The webhook is currently waiting for an HTTP request to understand which data we want to send to the webhook. To test the whole thing, we go back to the Airtable base and click on the webhook URL. A new tab opens. The content is the word accepted, which means that the Make webhook has accepted the request. You can close the tab again, and if we now switch back to Make, you can see that the request was successful. We confirm the whole thing with OK. The second module in this automation is the Airtable module. We want to use the record ID that we received from the webhook. As option, we select Get the Record here. Then we select our base in the dropdown, then the table, and fill in the record ID with the record ID from the webhook. The next module is a router. With the router module, we can create multiple routes in our scenario. With the help of the first route, we create the text that will later be used for the voiceover. To make sure that videos are processed with the draft status, we first add a filter to this route. We use the name draft as a label. The condition for this route is that the status of the video is the same as the word draft. We add this filter with OK. When the conditions are met, we want to create the text with ChatGPT in the next step. To do this, we select the OpenAI module, then we click Create a Completion. To be able to create a connection with the OpenAI API, we have to generate two values. The first is the API key and the second is the organization ID. As soon as you have the two values, you can save them here and confirm with Save so that you can create a connection. For the method, we select Create a Chat Completion GPT models. For the model, we select GPT-4o. Under Messages, we select the script prompt from the video dataset. For max tokens, we set the value 0. We save the whole thing with OK. In the next step, we want to update our video dataset in Airtable. To do this, we select Update a Record. For the base, we select Videos for Artists. For the table, we select Videos. We take the record ID from the initial webhook. The first field we want to update is the status. Here we will first deactivate the mapping so that we get access to the individual stats. We select the status Scenes here. The second field we want to update is the script field. Here we save the result, which was returned by ChatGPT. Finally, we add the module HTTP to trigger the automation again. For this, you select Make a Request. In the URL, we enter the webhook URL. We can copy this from the initial webhook module by clicking on Copy Address to Clipboard. We enter the URL in the HTTP module and add a query string in the next step. This has the name record ID, and as value we take the record ID from the initial webhook. For a better overview, we click the outer line button and save the scenario. To test the scenario, we click on Run Once. Here we can simply select Wait for new data. We switch to the Airtable base, click the webhook URL, and we can see that the automation has run exactly once. From ChatGPT, we have successfully received the response that is used for the voiceover text. Under the Airtable module, we can also see that the status has been adjusted as well as the script prompt. As a final check, we switch to our table and see that the value has been returned by ChatGPT as well as the update of the status to scenes. In the second run of the automation, we would like to create several scenes for our video with the help of ChatGPT. For the filter, we assign the label scenes and set it as a condition that our status must be equal to the word scenes. So that ChatGPT can create our scenes, we select the OpenAI module and click Create a Completion. The write method has already been pre-selected. As the model, we choose GPT-4o. The message contains the user as a role, and message content is in this case our scenes prompt. For the max tokens, we also set 0 as a value. Next, we set 2 more settings in the advanced settings. We set the response format to JSON object and select yes for parse JSON response. Now that we have received several scenes from ChatGPT for one video, we need the iterator as the next module. Since the iterator does not yet understand which data is returned by ChatGPT, we run the automation as a test. We can ignore the warning and click Run anyway. After ChatGPT has created the scene, we can now enter our scenes as an array in the iterator. With the next module, we save the scene in the Airtable scenes table. For this, we select Create a Record, set the base and the table. For the video ID, we use the initial webhook and save the image prompt that we received from ChatGPT. With the next module, the array aggregator, we make sure that all scenes have been saved in Airtable before we continue with the scenario. For this, we select our iterator as a source module and confirm with OK. To save us some work, we can copy the 2 modules from the previous route. A right-click on this point, select all branch, right-click and copy modules. Then you can insert these 2 modules by right-clicking. To do this, select paste and adjust the copied Airtable module. We set the status to images and delete the value from the script. Now we do an auto-align and save the scenario and finally run a test. The run was successful. Let's take a closer look at the response from ChatGPT. Under Output, Result, Scenes, we can see that we have received a total of 6 scenes and there is an image prompt in each scene. We can also see from the number 6 that a total of 6 scenes have been added to the Airtable table. Let's take a look at Airtable. Here we can see that the status has changed to images, and in the scenes table we now see 6 entries for the video. In the third run of our scenario, we can use the help of Leonardo AI to generate exactly 1 image for each scene. For the third run, we first create the third route in our router. Since we run through all the scenes of the video, we add the iterator as the next module. As a source for the iterator, we select the scenes from the first Airtable module. To make the scenario a little clearer, we click on Auto Align. With the first Airtable module, we only receive the record ID of the scenes, so we load the scenes from the table with the next Airtable module. As a table, we select the scenes, and for the record ID, we take the record ID from the iterator. With the Leonardo AI tool, we generate the images. We give the following settings for this module. For the prompt, we select the image prompt of the scene. You can choose the model as you like. I choose for my scenario Leonardo XL. We generate exactly 1 image and activate the advanced settings. I set the visibility to private. For the height, I set the value 576 and for the width 1024. Here we set the SD version to 2. We confirm with OK. Creating an API key is very easy. For a guide, just follow the link below. In the next step, we want to store the image of the scene. For this, we select Update the record. As a table, the scenes. For the source ID, we take the iterator again and open the next Add item for image. For the file URL, we put the generated images URL. For the file name, we simply choose the ID of the generated image. We end the iteration with the array aggregator. As a source module, I choose the iterator 17. I confirm the whole thing with OK. Again, duplicate the two modules Airtable and HTTP and connect them with the array aggregator. The Airtable module needs to be adjusted. We set the status to voice. Next, we run an auto-align and save the scenario and run a test. The third run was successful. We can see here that we loaded 6 scenes from the table. For each of these scenes, an image was generated with Leonardo AI and stored accordingly in the table. Let's have a look at Airtable. The status of the video has changed to voice, and under the scenes table, we can now see the images. We can enlarge these images with one click. Last but not least, we have to add a small detail, the filter for the route to generate the image. As a label for the filter, we choose images. We set the condition to status equal to images. In the fourth run of the automation, we create the voiceover for our video. First, we add the filter for this route. As the label, we choose voice and set the condition to status equal to voice. For a better overview, we run an auto-align and save the scenario with save. To create the voiceover, we choose 11 labs and create a speech synthesis. For the connection, we add an API key from 11 labs. You can generate the API key in the developer area of 11 labs. You can use any voice for the voiceover. In my case, I use the voice Brian. For the model, I choose version 2 multilingual, and for the text, we choose the script, which was created by ChatGPT. After 11 Labs has created the voiceover, we have to save the file content. We can save the file content, for example, in Dropbox. In my case, I use Google Drive. Here I choose Upload a file. To choose a specific folder in your storage, you choose Select from the list. You set the location on your drive and then choose the exact folder. For the file, you leave the first radio button selected. So that our automation can access the voiceover file, I create a shared link with Google Drive. For this, I choose the option Get a share link. In the next step, you choose your drive. Then we select File. For the file ID, we choose the file ID which we got from the module before from Google Drive. We leave this on Reader, and for the type we choose Anyone. Also, here I duplicate the module from the step before and link them with the Google Drive module. Now we adapt the Airtable module, select video for the status and add the voiceover. For this, you click on Add Item and select the web content link from the last Google Drive module. Now we run an auto-align, save and run a test. As you can see, the test ran successfully. 11 Labs created the voiceover, saved the file in Google Drive, created a shared link, and updated the Airtable base. Let's have a look at Airtable. The status has changed to video, and in the voiceover column, we see a link to the voiceover file.
Did you know that Bruno Mars was once impersonated by himself?
We create the video in the fifth run with the help of JSON to video. For this, we add the fifth route and add the filter. As a label, we set video. For the condition, we set status equal to video. For a better overview, we do an auto-align and add the iterator module. After that, we use the Airtable module to get every dataset for every scene from Airtable. As the table, we choose scenes. We take the record ID from the iterator. In the next step, we convert our scene into the JSON format. For this, you select the JSON module and select Create JSON. Then you click on Add, give it a name, and click on Generate. You can get the JSON format from the Google Doc. For this, you copy the format and insert it here. Click Generate and save. We choose the image URL for the source. For the type, we write image. As zoom, I take the value 2 so that we get a light zoom for each scene. Set 1000 1920 as width, and for the height 1080. As duration for the display of the image, set 5 seconds, and for the position, center center. With the next JSON module, we want to parse the whole JSON. For this, we click on Parse JSON and select the JSON string from the previous module. Next, we add the array aggregator. Choose iterator29 as source. The corresponding field is not yet shown here. For this, we have to run the automation once. After we have run the automation, we see here that we have an element. We select that and confirm with OK. With the next JSON module, we create the JSON format which we want to send to JSON to video. For this, we choose Create JSON. We add a new data structure. As the name, I set video and get the JSON format again from the Google Doc. Add it in sample data. Confirm with Generate and save. For the ID, we set the initial record ID from the webhook. Set FPS to 25. The width of the video to 1920, the height to 1080. For the scenes, we activate the mapping and select the element array. Set quality to high. Set the resolution to custom. For the next module, we select JSON to video and then create a movie from JSON. In the field movie JSON, we select the JSON string which we have generated in the module before. With the following module, we ensure that we wait until the video has been generated. For this, we select Wait for a movie to render. For the project ID, you select the project ID from the module before. Next, we duplicate the modules Airtable and HTTP and connect them with the JSON to video module. Next, we adapt the Airtable module, set the status to merge, remove the voiceover, and add an item for the video. For the file URL, we select the URL to the generated video and confirm with OK. For a better overview, I make an auto align and save the automation. Let's run a test now. As you can see, the test was successful. The iterator ran 6 times over the scenes and created a JSON object for each scene. These JSON objects were put together into a list and then packed into a video in the JSON module. The entire JSON string was transmitted to JSON to video, created the video, and then we updated our video dataset in Airtable. Let's have a look at Airtable. Under the column video, we see the stored video. Let's take a look at the video. The video contains the 6 scenes with the 6 images, and each image is displayed for a total of 5 seconds. In the last run of the video, we now add all the puzzle pieces to generate a video that also includes the voiceover as well as the captions. We create a new route, click Auto Align, set the label for the filter to merge, and for the condition that the status is equal to merge. For the next module, we select JSON to video and select Add automatic subtitles to a video. As output video resolution, we select 1920 by 1080 horizontally. For video URL, we select the video URL generated by JSON to video. For mute video, we select no. For the audio URL, we select the voiceover URL. We set voice language to English. The option Trim Video I set to yes, thus the last image is displayed for as long until the complete voiceover has been played. For font family, we select Lucky Guy, set the font size to a value of 120. For the font color, I select yellow. The RGB code for this is 4xF00. And for the line color, we select white, which is 6xF. For the outline thickness, we set the value to 5. Set the position for the captions to mid-bottom center and confirm with OK. With the following module, we automate for as long until the video has been created. For this, we select Wait for a movie to render and set the project ID to the project from the previous module. With the last Airtable module, we want to update the status and save the URL for the finished video. For this, we select videos for the table. For the record ID, we take the record ID from the initial webhook. Disable the mapping for status, set the status to complete, add another item to audio video, and set the file URL to the generated video and confirm with OK. At the end, I click Auto Align and save the scenario. Let's run the last test. JSON to video has combined our voiceover with the captions and the different images and created a video out of it. Let's take a look at the result in Airtable. We click on the play button to play the whole video.
Did you know that Bruno Mars was once impersonated by himself? Yes, you heard that right. Before skyrocketing to fame, Bruno Mars...
At the end, I show you how to activate the automation. To do this, we toggle the on button and delete all the old data. We confirm this with delete. Next, we create a new dataset in Airtable. As an artist, I choose Post Malone. I change the topic to biggest career milestone and start the automation by clicking on the webhook URL. We can already see that the status of the automation has changed to images and the 6 scenes were created, as well as the script for the voiceover, just like the 6 images for the 6 scenes. After a short time, the voiceover and the video and the final result were saved in Airtable. Let's take a look at the result.
Get ready to dive into the musical journey of none other than Post Malone. His biggest career milestone? Blasting onto the global stage with his debut album Stoney in 2016, featuring the chart-smashing hit Congratulations. This track wasn't just a song, it was a declaration. With over 35 million album units sold worldwide, Post Malone shattered records and exceeded expectations. But did you know it only took him 2 days to blow up?
If you like this video, have ideas for future topics or questions about the tools we use, share them in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.